Hey everyone. So you've already had a chance to watch the Banksy slides that I showed you. So now I'm going to give you some examples of how to draw a brick wall. So if you have not taken the time, you need to go back and look at the recording and looking at the drawing, the Google slide of the brick wall and at the Banksy information, and this will make a whole lot more sense to you. So one of the things you might notice is that I have my paper on a clipboard. It's only because the texture of my tablecloth would mess with me. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and create some kind of cutout, but I'm imagining this entire piece of paper as a brick wall, the entire thing. But what we're going to have it is almost like pieces of it are broken away. So this is just a roughed in shape. It doesn't matter what it looks like exactly. It's almost like pieces are broken off. And I'm going to put one in here, but to add some visual interest, then I'm going to have one over here, two where it's been broken. So this is my design so far. This is the part, this in here is where the bricks are actually going to be and where the bricks are going to take part. Now, I'm going to use my ruler. This is a brick wall. So bricks are actually pretty uniform in shape. And I'm going to draw straight lines across where the openings are. I currently am just eyeing it. I'm not giving it like a perfect design. I'm not measuring this out because I feel very comfortable with what I'm doing. But if you are going, Mrs. Kleinard, I can't. I can't just eye this out. Or I'll prefer to have a measured out design. Then you want to think your bricks are maybe around a fourth to a half an inch in width. Now, is that small? Yes, but that's okay. This is the only time that you're going to be doing that. Now, did you see that right there? I started on one break, but then I went over to the next section too, where I had drawn in my design. So I'm here, but then I'm moving over to here also, because the bricks in our imaginary wall would have covered this entire design, would have covered the entire wall. And then we're pretending that someone's come and put cement on top of it, and then the cement has broken off. All right. So I'm just creating my lines in here. I'm keeping them around a half to a fourth of an inch in thickness. And I'm connecting my two shapes. Now, a brick pattern is not just one line that goes straight down. If you notice when you are looking at some brick walls, we happen to have a brick on the front of our house, so I see my brick pretty often. And then as a family, we've gone on walks around our neighborhood pretty often. So I see a lot of brick walls in that area too. The one thing that you will notice with the bricks is the pattern does not just go straight down. No. Instead, the pattern goes every other. So here's my example to you guys. When I'm doing this, I'm going to draw my line that goes straight down here. I'm going to start this in the middle so it'll be easier. I'm going to draw a line that goes straight down. And I'm going to skip a section and then draw a line. Skip a section, draw. Skip, draw. Now, this is going to be a lot of work here in a little bit. So here's what I want you to do now when you're drawing this time. I want you to draw heavy. Okay, listen, as an art teacher, I do not traditionally say draw heavy. I always say draw light till you got it right. But no, what I want you to do right now is I want you to draw heavy with it. Okay, so when I started this, I started at the top line at the top brick. All right, I'm going to bring you in just a little bit closer. Please excuse some of my filming. There we go. So that's what it looks like right now. Now I'm just going to slide over a little bit. Now I'm going to start with the second line, drawing heavy every other. I'm drawing heavy because I'm actually getting ready to smear this. So spread over a little bit. Continue the pattern. Every other. Drawing heavy. Scoot over. Start the second one down. Your design pattern is going to get a little bit off when you get into these edges. So if you slid your ruler over and there is no brick or brick line for you to draw on, you just don't draw. Okay, you don't have to draw. So there we go. We're starting to see some patterns showing up here with this brick. I really like this pattern so far. If you notice, I'm using a ruler. I actually haven't done a whole lot of erasing yet. There's probably some stuff I can touch back up. Slide over. If you are at home and you don't have a ruler, there's a couple different options for straight edges. Straight edge will be the term I would use if I didn't have a ruler. You could use a book. You could use a tape measure if you really needed to. You could use, I happen to have a clipboard. I could use the side of my clipboard for this. Oh, see this line? I need to erase that one. There you go. Oh, heavens. See? Messed up. Put in the wrong one. First brick wall is now completed. Now, the reason why I did heavy is because I can come in here and I can smear it with my fingers. I'm actually giving it some shading because I'm rubbing really hard with my fingers and I'm allowing my bricks to have a really cool texture. All right, here's the next thing. I'm only going to do this first one with you. And then I'm going to let you do the other one on your own. Okay. Now what I'm doing here is I'm going back over this. And you can tell I'm not perfect. This is where the broken parts are, okay? This is like the edges of my brick wall. I'm coming in super thick. I'm not too worried if it's, I'm coming in super heavy. But like right in here, I created some thicker parts to it. I'm going to do some more dark coloring in here. Now, the reason why I'm dark coloring is because I want to be able to smear the pencil. And I've got a couple smearing techniques I'm going to show you guys how to smear this. All right. See how it's thick right there? I really like that look. Okay. There we go. And then I'm coming around the bottom here to do some smearing. Now, when I smear the bricks, it doesn't matter if I'm going all over because I want to kind of break it up a little bit. I want to make it look dirty. But here's the thing. When you smear this part, you only want to smear in. So I want to put my finger here on the edge and I want to smear in. Because this is where it's been broken away. This is where like a shadow has been cast. And I want to move my finger in. Here's another item. This is a napkin, which has been really hard to find lately. I could smear in with my napkin. You could use a tissue. And I'm trying to keep the dirt coming inside. There's inside my napkin in the wall. Now, so there it is. It's starting to get a really like dirty look to it, which is really, really cool. I like that. I mean, look at this compared to this. Very different, not only in the drawing, but in how it's done. Now, here's the thing. What's not going to smear is these first lines I put in because I didn't draw them really dark. But I want to put an emphasis on this brick. Okay, now let me finish. Finish some smearing. Ooh. The more I'm pushing on it, the better the smear is looking. There you go. You can use a Q-tip. Use a couple different things. All right, now do you see how, let's go back to this brick emphasis. I want to smear this brick. See, there we go. But I think it would be funky if I just emphasize that one brick. So I'm going to trace this one. The reason why it works better when I trace it like this is because I have more lead that I've produced onto the paper, so the smearing will work better. Okay, finger smear, rub it with your fingers. You can use a napkin, a tissue paper, a Q-tip, all these items that you have at home. Can you do this with a mechanical pencil? I don't think you're going to get as amazing results with a mechanical pencil as you would a regular pencil. So I would definitely aim for the regular pencil look. Now, what you could do is you could add to add some more detail to this piece, you could add some cracks like that coming out. And if you're not sure what to do for the cracks, go and look at a brick wall. Look up some pages on the internet. Look up some pictures and reference cinder block wall or reference brick wall. Look through and see what you can find. And we're bringing in some cool extra details in here. It started breaking. There's some extra cracks that have shown up. It looks really good. So that compared to this. This just looks like I drew a weird shape and put some lines on it. This looks like I have a brick wall that had some smearing going on. I can also shade too on my own with a pencil. So what I'm doing right here is I'm shading dark in the corners and then lighter. I'm shading dark into light. And I can rub it with my hands afterwards, or I can just leave it pencil shaded. I could add some extra shading in here with my pencil. And then kind of blend it. All kinds of options. I can highlight by using my eraser and erase away a little bit. I've highlighted it. That one's a little bit harder to see. But the dirty areas, I've done some highlighting. So you've got all kinds of ways to touch this up. So what I want you to do, to recap, is you're going to take a piece of white paper. You're going to draw 2 organic shapes. This is non-nameable shapes. You're going to draw a line straight across them, and then using your straight edge, and then create your brick pattern. Coming down it. And the heavier you draw, the more you can smear with your lines later. If you draw light, you're not going to get a lot of smearing. Draw heavy. Add some shadows. Add some blending. Add some extra pieces. And then you're done. You will be done until next week when we start talking about our stencil. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. Work on this project today. Let's have it done by Thursday so we can start stencil discussions. Good to see you today. Talk to you later.